Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
There you go.
Look at Scully over there. There you go.
There he is again. All fuzzy as hell.
Oh, what was it?
Look at Zakk. Zakk, you're great, man. You're the
There we
best.
go.
All right.
Keep it
live
professional,
entertainment.
man.
Hey, listen, Zakk. Me and JD, we already forgot about the game. Can we do Super Bowl 57?
Let's go for it, man. I'm already over there. Thank goodness I bet on the Rams. You know what I mean?
There you go. We suckered. Yeah, I know. They were lucky. But, yeah, I actually.
No, actually, my score almost came to tuition because once
I was thinking about
I go,
you.
look, we're right there. I said, I'm right in the run. I said, 27-24 may happen.
You're by 1 point. Yeah, no, I knew you were going to miss by 1 point. It was going to be 27-23 if the Bengals scored.
Yeah, but at the end, when it was still 16-20,
Right.
I thought to myself, if they go for the 2, you know what I mean? Let's say if they scored a touchdown and go for 2 points.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that because they want to be – because if they miss it, then they're only up 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have never done that.
Exactly.
But no, I was going to say it was a really slamming Super Bowl considering
It was good.
both defenses really turned. I mean, the Rams could not run, man.
Dude,
They could not
But
run.
they kept going right up the middle.
That's what I said. Why are you going up the middle every freaking
Change it
time?
up, man.
What a
Give them a
stupid, man.
sweep.
Well, you know
around the
who
edge.
their
What are you
offensive
doing?
coordinator is? Larry Zonka. There's Larry Zonka. That's all he knows.
That's
So
all
you
he
can't
kept-
tell him to go outside. He doesn't know what that is.
There's a difference between Cam Akers weighing $170 and Zonka
Oh, my
260, just like barreling guys over.
God.
Unreal. You guys ready?
Terrible.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
All right, here we
we're
go.
live. We're rocking.
Oh, we're already going.
Oh, we're going. We're back.
Yes,
Wylde
we're
Goose,
already
baby.
going. So I'm good. We got the Larry Zonka in there as
We
well.
slipped
So,
right
you know
in.
what I'm saying?
We slipped
But
It's the wrap-up show with the Doom Crew, man. The two of the best in the world, two of the greatest musicians. My buddy, John DeServio, JD, Jersey boy. And on the left, of course,
Hi.
my brother-in-law, the best in the world, one of the greatest guitar players of all time, Mr. Z-A-double-K Wylde.
JD says hey, he ain't buying it, but you know it doesn't matter how much
Come
promo
on.
you throw at
That's
it.
all right.
Come on, Ken. I know you're your brother-in-law. That's enough.
There you go. It's good enough. I'm trying to stay as one of the dependents in the family. It's like, tax time's
So what was
tax
what
time's
your
coming up.
fellas? Now that we're rolling, what was your assessment? I thought it was a great game.
Awesome.
I mean,
Great game.
you know, I mean, it's amazing that. I mean, Coop, like you said, he did come up huge in that one play at the end when they had him in motion on the 4th and 1. They had to get that play. That was huge, and he scored that touchdown. But he was pretty much – they shut him down the whole game.
He wasn't even going to him.
No, but remember in the beginning he was going to Beckham.
Yeah, but then once
before he got hurt.
Then they didn't go to Coop anymore. I was surprised.
No, he was double covered.
They needed him.
JD
Right.
double covered the whole game, pretty much.
Yeah.
But then when, like you said, when
put him
Beckham
in motion, you know?
right, when Beckham went down though, even double coverage, Matthew Stafford's like, screw it. I got to just throw it where he is. He'll get it. That's how
That
good
last
Cooper
drive
Kupp
was
is.
amazing.
But when he did score that touchdown in the end zone, I'm shocked they didn't have double coverage on him. You know what I mean? You know, it's like going to the Gronk or you're going to Bavaro. You know they're throwing to this guy. Just like put 8 people on him. You know, I mean, you know where they're going.
Yeah.
Well,
You know
here's
what
the
I
other thing. Remember, they take the touchdown away because of the holding when he gets nailed. And one thing I want to see them do, one thing I want to see them do in the NFL more so, I mean, we see it in college. I don't want guys, if it's not intentional targeting, I don't want them to get tossed, but you got to call that stuff. And I mean, Cooper Kupp got nailed helmet to helmet in the end zone. That was pretty blatant. That guy that targeted should at least have a warning. If he does it again in the same game, then I think he should get tossed because that was a pretty blatant head-to-head.
Dude,
and
how
Kupp
about
held
him
on.
coming back after that?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of head-to-heads, though, you're right there. You know what I mean? Then you really – and you know, a lot of times when you tackle – I mean, it's not that you have to lead with your head. You can get your shot, but you're going with your head. I mean,
but that one, when you watch it back, Zakk, I'm telling you, he had time. He knew what he was doing. He knew Kupp caught it, and he was trying to dislodge him from the ball. Hey, I get it. I talked to Doug Plank, George Atkinson Jr.
What you're saying is when Mike Tyson knocked out Michael Spinks, he knew what he was doing.
He's doing right well. So Michael Spinks was going for the payday. He got in that ring, and we were there in Cali.
JD had his money on Spinks. I was I would put the mortgage out on that one. Thank goodness I talked him out of the mortgage.
Oh my God.
You could have talked Michael Spinks out of the ring if he was legally able to get out of there and wasn't under that major contract. That he saw Tyson come in there. He goes, "I hope I live to collect my money."
Oh my God.
There's no doubt.
He blessed himself about 48 times. That's what I told JD. I said, I told you he was Catholic.
Oh,
I told you.
He really was for that minute anyway. I'm telling you.
So what I'm just saying is, I'm shocked that they didn't have
more coverage on him.
They didn't have 20 people on Coop at the end.
But how about him to come back after that hit like that and play the way he did after that?
That's it. Still get the touchdown, the game-winning touchdown. And you guys, though, JD and I were talking about it. Why were the Rams constantly, Zakk, just running up the middle every time? I mean,
we just discussed it earlier. Larry Zonk is the offensive coordinator. That's all he knows. Right off center, left or right. That's all we got. It's like, there are other holes out here. You have a guard, a tackle. He goes, we don't need him.
Oh, man.
Center, left or right.
Yeah, right. Man, I'm like, run a sweep. Do something,
No, they could not run, bro. I mean, it was amazing.
It was awful,
Yeah, let me give you the stats. How about 23 carries for 43 yards?
Terrible. Even
and you know what was so funny is when we were watching the game, I was telling my buddy Jeff, I go, it's amazing. I said, yeah, me and Jay Jesus and Father Ken, we were talking about the other night. I go in the 70s and early bit of the 80s, I go, every team had a featured halfback. And I said, you can't even name one in the NFL. And then and it just showed, I'm just saying they could, when Eric Dickerson was running for the Rams, I mean, Ken, do you think he's running for 35 yards in a complete game? I mean, he's running for 35 yards in probably the first 5 carries.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And the backs were,
but the play calling was terrible, though. Really, the play calling was horrific.
Yeah, I agree. Now, here's T. Higgins did get away with a little face mask there on Jalen Ramsey. I didn't realize.
No. What you think it was he was trying to help him with his mouthpiece. If you look closely out of the gap, he was like, bullshit. You lost your mouthpiece. Your mouthpiece. Watch it again. He's trying to help him. He's a good, fine, upstanding citizen, and he's trying to help another fellow mankind person.
JD, I had Higgins to score that next touchdown, and he got it. I never saw the replay of him tossing Ramsey by the face mask to the ground until later. But yeah, that was good.
Dude, they didn't call any penalties the whole game. I mean, really.
But I thought the PI at the end with the linebacker when he knocked. I mean, come on! But then again, I just what I said. I go that offsets the face mask.
Right. It's exactly, JD, you nailed it. It was a makeup call from the play before when Kupp got held. You're exactly right. It was a makeup call. I hate makeup calls, but it is what it is.
Why couldn't they challenge that play to where you see him throw him? He's throw him down. You know what I mean? It's like, and that was a touchdown. Why didn't the league review that anyway?
Yeah, I mean. They can review it, but if it's a penalty like that, there's no. In other words, you can't challenge pass on
a play.
That's exactly right. You cannot challenge anything like that. It's a judgment call, and when they miss it, they miss it. I agree with you. If there's something blatant like that, we remember the Rams Saints, and then after that, that's when they implemented the challenge of pass interference. But then that was so bogus that they did away with it. And I really think you're right. The booth should have people to where if you see something that's blatant that really affects the game, I think you should have the guys step in there.
Yeah,
I mean, like you said, but they didn't call it on the field, so I guess.
I mean, the other thing at the end on Coop with the linebacker, with the PI, I was like, I mean, how is you got to let these guys defend?
Yeah,
like it's like with basketball, you can't even touch another guy. I mean,
Yeah.
mind you, not that you need to be like Jack Tatum when somebody steps in the paint and you just like level them, you pull a Dick Butkus. But I mean, but the whole thing is you got to be able to defend. And I mean, that was terrible. It's like he had his arm on him and he wasn't stopping his motion or anything like that. He knocked the ball down. And I think that would have been 4th down.
Well, he had money on the Rams,
There you go.
Maybe there you go, JD. You just answered it right there. You know what?
No, you know what? You're right, Zach. Zach, you're right. Zach, a call like that. A call like that shouldn't have been made.
Was that 4th down or was that 3rd and 1 or was that 4th and 1?
That was
because that would have ended it.
No, it was 3rd and 1. But here's the thing. I mean, you had Van Jefferson going down the sideline a couple plays before that, and the guy's holding his arm, so he's trying to one-hand it, and it's because the other arm's being held, and they do that a lot down the sideline. These guys get away with it. They jostle. They're letting them. Okay, let them play. Yeah. Let's let it be done on the field. But it's hard. I mean, to make those one-handed catches. I know Beckham has that one that all these young kids nowadays, they saw that, and now they're all up there one-handed. And a lot of times they could.
Well, no, I mean, not for nothing. I mean, because if you can get your body in that position. Yeah. It really is a skill. I mean, like even Beckham said it back in the day. He goes, "That's not a lucky catch." He goes, "I practiced that."
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? Also, if I'm going up with 2 hands, I can't make that catch. If I'm reaching back with one hand, I can stretch myself even further. He goes, "I practiced."
Right, and his hands are bigger than most people's hands.
Yeah. So but he even said though, he goes, "I practiced that. That wasn't lucky. That wasn't luck. I practiced."
Super talented. And super talented.
He goes, because I can extend myself further than just 2. He goes, because he was just like, no, the proper way to catch a football is with two hands. Of course, I know that. He goes, I'm not showboating. I'm just saying I can stretch myself further if I'm reaching for anything.
No, he needed right on that particular catch, which is the milestone one-handed catch of all times in the NFL. Yeah, he had to do it. It's the only way he's going to catch that ball.
Yeah,
but that catch, because it got so much attention, you see so many other athletes, college and pro, try to one-hand stuff that they probably could get two-handed.
Yeah. I
hear you.
All right, let's go back to the game, guys. Let's start it out. I mean, Rams go up 13-3, and then I thought Burrow came up big, makes it 13-10 by halftime. I thought that was where Cincinnati had to score, didn't want the Rams to get too far ahead, and 13-10, a little sloppy early, but the catch by Beckham was nice. The throw was perfect by Stafford to give him that first touchdown, and that was a major blow to a lot of people that played props because they had it by number. And so over 9.5, the number 9.5, you had to lay 1,900 to win 1,000. Because I had a buddy do that. He laid 1,900 to win 1,000. That the first touchdown, the number being worn, would be higher than 9.5. When Beckham caught that, Beckham was wearing the number 3, so that my buddy dropped 1,900 right away on that sucker.
They got a bet on just everything.
Yeah, they'll break it down by the numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Now that they have a spread on like the halftime show, like who's gonna sing longer than the other artist?
Yeah, right.
That might be another one.
I'll tell you what. There was a little opening there.
There's got to be action on everything.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Coin toss.
I'm pretty sure some of that new album should have been out there today on that halftime show for you guys.
Yeah, it would have fit right in.
Right there.
Right in there. Totally.
I could just see it. Dr. Dre. Zakk Wylde.
And then the Black Label, we just start playing, and then they go, and that'll be the last time we do halftime.
and that'll be it.
That was good stuff.
The first and last.
And that was that. Thank you.
Zach, at the end of the game, when after the Rams took that lead, I'm thinking Joe Burrow's leading them down for that tying field goal. That kid McPherson's going to come up. Now, on that prop, remember, there are 2 props that I did get. I got McPherson. Yeah. Over a field goal and a half, and also over 7 points McPherson got. But the longest field goal never came up. 41 was the longest, so I lost that one. But overall, pretty good. Matthew Stafford, over 2.5 rushes, Zach, and he got the second one on the quarterback sneak trying to get in the end zone. He didn't gain anything, right? And he also had to go over 5.5 yards. He had 7, so he stayed on 7, and then he kneels on the ball the last play, so he loses a yard. He ends up with 6 yards rushing, 3 carries. So if you played him over on both of those, you barely got it by a half a carry and a half a yard.
Wow. That caddy got it.
I got it. Yeah, those
people were having heart attacks and strokes on that one when he took the knee. They were like, I just lost the mortgage in the house.
How about the Rams, though, turning it up a notch defensively when they were trailing? I mean, Sack City. I mean, 7 sacks, I think they ended up.
Because they shut down,
Mixon did pretty good.
Yeah, no, but they were shutting down all the superstars, though, bro. Yeah. I mean, on that defense, they really were blocking really well.
Wow.
So, I mean, they were shutting everyone down. And then they got around to them when they made big, huge clutch plays near the end there when they needed to make them.
What they have, like 6 or 7 sacks in the
6 or 7. Yeah. I want to say 7. I'll tell you right now. And
they put the number up because Staubach was sacked 7 times.
7 times. Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. 7 sacks. They had 7 sacks, and the Bengals, I think, only had a couple, and they had them early. Cincy did. Let me see. Cincy, 2 sacks for Cincinnati, 9 tackles for loss.
Right.
So, I mean, and that's because the running game, they shut Akers down. At one time, Akers had 11 carries for 13 yards.
That's not a good fantasy day.
That's not good.
No.
That's really, I mean, like you said, it's a combination of bad play calling and a testament to how well the defense is playing.
Yeah, the one thing about a Super Bowl, what you want to see when you get together is at least the game going down to the wire, and that's what we got. You didn't know who was going to win till the end, awesome. and that's what we want basically. You don't want to see, unless it's your team, you don't want to see a 44-7 game unless it's your team with the 44.
Yeah, even then, you want a good game. It's the last game of the season. That's it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good Super Bowl, though. I mean, obviously, if you're a Cincinnati Bengal fan, obviously, it sucked. But, I mean, put it this way. They keep that team together. I mean, obviously,
man.
Joe he's the future. And, I mean, they should. If you're a Cincinnati Bengal fan, you should be like, wow, we should be good for a while.
You got a lot of good
things. So you have, and Buffalo saying the same thing. We have Josh Allen.
I agree.
We're 13 seconds away from beating Kansas City. KC's like, we have Patrick Mahomes. How did we not score in the end of the first half against Cincy? Yeah. We should be in another Super Bowl. So, a lot of good young teams with great quarterbacks.
Yeah, so I'm saying that for all those teams that did lose, they're like, you know what? Well, there's no reason why we can't be right back in this thing next year. You know what I mean? Without a doubt.
3 losses by the Bengals now in the Super Bowl. They've lost by 3 points, 4 points, and 5 points. Wow. The 4 and 5 point losses both to the Niners. And they could have, like we talked about yesterday, Zach, they could have won all 3 of these games.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about that with Jeb when we were watching the game with Cincinnati. He was like, oh, when was the last time, we were talking about, Montana. And I just go, they almost lost, they almost won those games.
Right.
I go, Joe almost
They covered them both. Games. From the betting angle, they covered them both.
Yeah, but I mean, like everyone thinks that they were like blowouts. They were not blowouts. You know what I mean? Everyone just remembers how amazing that Niner franchise, that dynasty was. But they didn't just walk over people.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So
even Tampa. I mean, even I was going to say Tampa Bay, but even Brady throughout all those Super Bowls, 7 rings.
They weren't blowing people out.
None of them were a blowout. They beat the Rams by 10, and that's the largest margin of victory by New England in any Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So,
but the crazy number in that whole thing is in Captain America's legacy. He beats those Giants twice, and he beats Philadelphia. Yeah. He's got 10 rings.
Yes.
I know.
That's Yogi Berra insanity, man.
Yeah.
That's 10 rings. I mean, that's just like, I don't even know.
And so when you were asking me yesterday about JD Eli, does he belong in the Hall of Fame? Here's the thing. If he did it against Brady once and that great play and then the Tyree catch, everybody's that's a fluke. But when he went back and beat him again,
dude,
that to me is what solidified Eli should be in the Hall of Fame.
And again, that was the Manning to Manningham.
Yep, what a pass that was. One of the greatest passes, right on the money down the sideline.
Manning to Manningham. JD loved that.
JD loves it. He still listens to that replay.
You were just saying, I'd go, JD, pass the ketchup. He'd go, what? I'd go, pass the ketchup. We'd go, Manning to Manningham. Manning to Manningham. It's like, what does that have to do with pass the ketchup?
That means he's going to give it to you on the money, man.
Just the fact that I mentioned pass.
Yeah, but if you said, give me the ketchup, give me the Garo Ukrainian ketchup pass, that thing's all over you.
Gary Ukrainian.
JD for the money. JD, who intercepted that Ukrainian attempted pass the year the Dolphins were
one of the greatest passes in Dolphin history?
Yes. Who intercepted it?
Jim
number 41 for the Redskins, and he ran it back for a touchdown.
41 for the Redskins.
And it covered the line. The line was 7.5.
Chris Hamburger? No.
No, he was 55. Chris Hamburger.
I know.
He was one of JD's favorite players.
Yeah, he loved that.
Because he was a hamburger, and the hamburger was his favorite guy at McDonald's.
Exactly. It was Mike Bass. Mike Bass intercepted that. Number 41 ran it back. There you go. Bass.
He plays the bass.
I know him.
BLS Bass.
See, Goose, I'm shocked you didn't know that one.
I thought that was your favorite player by your Twitter handle. BLS Bass. Come on.
Yeah, totally. I like the Bass.
I love it. Great stuff. Oh, man. Let's go. Okay, so Beckham going down. You feel for the guy because he's playing a great game, and the Rams truly had things going their way. And then Kendall Blanton, the tight end, he goes down too. So this kid, Bryson Hopkins, this kid steps up with 4 receptions for 50 yards out of nowhere. Nobody even knew who the hell he was.
No,
his parents didn't even know who he was. Is that where that kid is?
Exactly. Well, now his agent knows, and he'll probably be on another team making some severe cash next year because of that. Those 4 catches. That
was huge, man. He's big. He's a huge kid, man.
Yeah. No, he did some big plays there. Rams 13-10 at the half. Cincinnati, great third quarter, took control, and then the Rams.
It almost kind of looked like things were just falling apart for the Rams.
That whole thing.
Remember the interception,
and then the interception right after it.
Right.
It was like 3 minutes.
No, it was just almost kind of like the change of momentum. It was like, because Jeff was over there when I was watching the game with him. He was a Ram. He's a huge Ram guy, so he was just like, oh, this is not good. Like what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the tide of momentum.
I thought
it was just the Bengals were going to run away with it.
It was like, oh my God, this is just going to be a slaughter now.
Right. But when they held him to a field goal instead of giving up a back-to-back touchdown, that kept him alive.
That is huge. And nothing, we all know this. I mean, when you get a turnover, when you get any opportunity like that in football, especially in these big games like that, you have to capitalize on them, man. Instead of like getting an interception, then you just go 3 and out.
You got to get points. Yeah.
You got to get something out of that, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. You know what I mean? So that is huge. I mean, and then what was also huge was the fact when they missed the field goal. I mean, like that was really coming back to haunt them, pretty much. Yeah, because they were down by 4 then. So now remember at the end of the game, they had to go in. They couldn't kick a field goal.
No.
Yeah, here's the thing too, because this is crazy. The prop was out there. Will there be a missed extra point? And so when it was major money, plus money, if you said yes, there would be a missed extra point. But because Johnny Hecker, who's the punter and the holder, had trouble, but got up and made a pass, and it was intercepted, of course. But because he threw that pass, it was not called a miss. It was not called a missed extra point. Officially, it was a failed 2-point conversion. And so that actually saved people. And for people that had
although it wasn't a planned
point, that's exactly right. People also had even money. Would there be a 2-point conversion attempt? That play became a 2-point conversion attempt. It changed, and there was it gets better. Would Johnny Hecker throw a pass because he's thrown a bunch of passes as the punter for the Rams? Here he throws a pass as the holder. Crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah,
three props because of that crazy play.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Totally, without a doubt. But like you said, though, that almost came back to haunt them.
That would have been it.
I mean, I'm just saying, like at the end of the game, if they didn't get that touchdown, that would have all been because they missed that field goal because they were down by 4 instead of 3.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, they would, it would have been 4th and 1. They could have kicked a field goal at
exactly. All right, and then it would have been
20, but they were down 16-20. So they had to go for a touchdown.
So that
could have ruined them, man. Stafford throws for 283 yards. His total.
Who got the MVP?
Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp got the MVP.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
because he had some clutch plays.
Remember that first play of the game that he caught? That was an unbelievable play he made.
Here's the other thing: if he makes that throw to Stafford on the money on the ender, Stafford's wide open. But Kupp could have actually kept that ball and gained 20 yards. I mean, but he overthrows Stafford. But that was a nice little play. Stafford's wide open.
Great. No, totally. He would have had the first down. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. And for Joe Burrow, like you said, he's a young kid. Stafford getting his his just due after all those years in Detroit. Finds a way to get it done. I give him a lot of credit. And for Joe Burrow, I mean,
well, what did you think of Stafford's performance, Goose?
For a while, I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's terrible."
Or is he looking terrible in the second half?
He was looking terrible. He missed a lot of throws.
Yeah, he was overthrowing guys.
He missed a lot of throws, but you know what? He fought back and he won. That last drive was awesome. It was just him to Cooper, and he was hitting him. It was perfect, man.
Another thing, both those guys went down. Both quarterbacks. You saw Burrow hold his knee, and you saw Stafford roll his ankle. But neither one of these guys, of these guys were coming out. There's no way. There's no way.
They're tough, man.
No, you just stick a little cortisone shot in there, some Novocaine,
That's right. They go in that tent.
And rub some beer on it. You'll be fine. Right, that's what I used to do back in the day.
No, exactly. Back in Zack's day, man, he goes in the tent.
Oh,
he's good. Look at
Zack.
Beer
on anything.
He's still a little wobbly, but he's back in. Look at Wylde. He's unbelievable.
But them Bengals better get an offensive line for this kid, man. They better get some people. I mean, he got sacked. I mean, he got destroyed again. What did he get the last game? 9?
No, 9 was against Tennessee.
Oh,
you can't have that. I'm just saying. I don't care whether you have Dan Marino back there, or Joe Montana. Your quarterback can't be getting sacked 9 times a game, and like you said, he's still winning. Put it this way: if he would have won that Super Bowl today, the game we just watched, and it was like you got sacked 8 times, or what do you get sacked 7 or 8?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm just saying, and we still won. And the Tennessee game, you got sacked 42 times, and you still won.
Amazing,
man. Forget about amazing you're winning. It's amazing you're still walking.
Yeah, no doubt. Man.
Yeah.
But it was great, man. It was an awesome game.
Yeah. Against Kansas City, against KC, he did not get sacked.
Wow.
No.
Joe Burrow, but he got sacked 9 times against Tennessee. The Raiders got him 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty impressive. And he gets sacked 7 times in this game. But you know what?
Man.
You can't have that, man. No.
How many did Stafford get?
Stafford got sacked twice.
That's good.
Yep, and they got him early. Cincinnati had them both in the first quarter and a half. So the Ram offensive line clamped down. They couldn't run the ball like you guys said, but they protected.
That was a play call, though, man. It was a terrible call. You can't keep going up the middle. You got to get a little creative with that, man. Jeez.
I agree.
And one play before they got the penalty, it was 3rd and 1, and they ran it. And I'm like, play action, just play action right there. But then they got the 4th and 1. Cooper Kupp got it the next play or whatever, so it didn't matter. Right. But I was like, Jesus, man, he couldn't get nothing.
But I mean, all I kept thinking about how we had the discussion about there are no premier running backs. They're like, where's Eric Dickerson? I mean, you think Eric Dickerson's is going to get shut down for 2 yards every time he gets the ball?
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't remember that back in the day when Eric Dickerson was running.
But I mean, Akers, how much does he weigh? Like you said, Kenny, 170?
Yeah, 175, 180. I mean, and my thing with Joe Burrow, look, I love Joe, but if you got sacked 7 times and you're under duress, and where's that pressure coming from? Every single time up the middle, Aaron Donald, these guys are pushing back your guys. Why don't you roll out from the get-go 3 or 4 times? We never saw it.
I know.
Never saw it.
I know.
I mean, he rolled out a couple times and it was effective.
Yeah, he rolled out because he rolled out after the play, but I'm saying right off the play. Like have a design roll out.
I agree.
Yeah.
Design roll out.
Yeah, have it designed specifically because you know what's going on. So, just like JD always says, when we in baseball, when they, when they do the outfield shift, the infield shift.
Yeah.
And no one, and when they do it, when they get a lefty batter up there, everyone goes over to the lefty because he's going to pull it.
Yeah, they go over.
And JD always goes, why don't they just practice in the cages? Just like slapping it down the third base line. And then what do? They all hit it right down the first base line.
They ground right into the shift.
Bunt it down the third base line. No one ever does
it. You get a double if you bunt it hard. You'll get a double.
Yeah, because it would just go down the third base line.
They're just giving it to you. It just baffles my mind. Baffling.
It is.
Every time
it's unreal when your guy.
He's just baffled.
Yeah, when your guy hits it hard. And he hits it into the grass like 5 feet out in the outfield, and then he gets thrown out at first. You're like, What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
that
it's
used to be a hit.
perfectly
That was a
executed.
hit, back in the day.
and they just say, "What a dummy!
Yep.
What a big dummy!"
You big dummy.
That's what they all say.
That's it, man.
Well, 23-20 Rams get it done. First Super Bowl in Los Angeles. So their second Super Bowl, they won one with St. Louis. But for the old-time Rams fans, congratulations. For the Bengals fans, I know people say, hey, nothing to hang your head about. But when you're that close, I mean, it's tough, especially, now three Super Bowls.
It's going to sting. But, I mean, the way you got to look at it, really, how young they got a premier quarterback, and he's young, man. And the team is great. And if I'm a Cincinnati Bengal fan, I'm like, we should be in good hands for the next couple seasons, man.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, that's all well and good, but Dan Marino, who got to the Super Bowl his first year as a pro and never got back, will tell you bullshit.
Yeah.
You got to win one of these when you get there.
We'll see. And it's such a quick turnaround in the NFL.
Especially when Dan sees Trent Dilfer's ring. That kind of.
There you go.
That kind of got to sting.
Yeah.
But brutality. Yeah. Although Trent Dilfer was no slouch, man. No, I don't care what anybody says.
No, Trent was he was a game manager. He knew Ray Lewis and the guys were going to take care of business on defense. Yeah. And my goal,
I mean, like he would if he played for the Dolphins. Yes, he's backing up Dan. Yeah. But what I'm just saying is Trent was worthy of being a starting quarterback.
He was
like how
smart.
People go, I can't believe he's got a ring and Dan doesn't. It's just like, but he's not. He's not like some horrendous chump. He's starting worthy quarterback.
Did the job.
Man. Yeah, he ain't gonna lose the game. He's not throwing in the triple coverage.
No, that's right. That's right. Don't lose the game because that's what Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis and those guys were telling him. That's it. Don't lose the game.
Was. Totally.
Yeah, without a doubt.
All right, so Zakk, as we look into next year, again, congratulations to the Rams taking Super Bowl 56. Zakk, looking real quick. We know there's some things up in the air, especially with Aaron Rodgers. Does he go to Denver, where Nathaniel Hackett, his offensive coordinator, is now the new head coach there? Devontae Adams, also a free agent. So I think if Rodgers stays in Green Bay, Adams will stay there with Aaron Jones. But if Adams and Rodgers go to Denver,
I think with all these guys in Aaron's position, I think it's kind of same thing as with Peyton's position and Tom Brady's position. At their age and in their career, they're only wherever they're going, that team is on the verge of winning. They're that close to winning. So I mean, it just like Denver, because they had Tebow the whole time. Elway's going. If we had instead of us having to say in Hail Marys and 20 prayers to John Paul II at every game and then we win by these miracles, we can't have that. If we had a premier quarterback, an elite top 5 quarterback, we're winning. And that's why when they got Peyton, what happened? They won. So what I'm just saying is you had that, and then I think when everybody was like, man, why is Tom Brady going to Tampa Bay? I would remember we talked about it, Ken, and you were just like, Zakk, that team is stacked. They got wide receivers. They got like all-pro wide receivers. They got that team is ready to go.
Defense, they were ready.
Yeah,
everything is there. Brady, he's the last piece of the puzzle, man.
Right, but the difference here is though that he's at Green Bay 2 years in a row. These last 2 years, they finished. They're the 1 seed. They are the one. That means everybody's got to go through Lambeau, and they screw it up 2 years in a row. You got the weather advantage. You got home field advantage. You got Devontae Adams. You got the advantage.
No, and the team's still good. They had a great season this year. So
2 back-to-back MVPs regular season for Rodgers, but with Green Bay fans, that's wearing thin because. What do you have to show for it? 1 Super Bowl so far, and only 1 NFC Championship victory. And here's the thing: in the game that they won to get to the Super Bowl that they won, Jay Cutler got hurt in that championship game, and they were losing when Cutler got hurt. So that's the only one they won, and they went on. They won the Super Bowl, beat Pittsburgh, but that's it for Rodgers. And Favre only won 1 too, as great as he was. And so Packer fans know, we won a couple, but we feel we should have won a couple more. And so pressure's on Rodgers to, but I think he stays in Green Bay.
As if you had to put some action down on this, is he staying in Green Bay or do you think he's moving on, to a team that's ready to win?
Well, they're both 2-1. There's nothing else close. It's Green Bay is 2-1 and Denver is 2-1 for where will Rodgers play next season. I'm going to say he stays in Green Bay and that Adams also stays in Green Bay with him. That's my personal feeling. But a lot of people do think he's going to go to Denver and join his offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett. They've got a pretty decent defense. Now, remember, they traded Von Miller away. So the defense, they have Chubb and some other good guys, but not as potent as it was. So, we'll wait and see. Rodgers knows the lay of the land there at Lambeau, and the Packer fans got to go up in the altitude a little bit, but the weather's pretty much the same in the late fall and the winter over there between Lambeau and Denver. So
I think
what are you thinking, Goose?
I think he stays. I think he'll stay there.
I mean, because he's getting near how many more seasons do you think Aaron has left to play? 3?
No, I'd say maybe more than that. How old is he, Ken?
What do you think, Ken?
Yeah, he's getting up there, man. He's pushing 40, man. I mean, he's like 38 right now. Yeah, he's 38 right now, I believe. So Rodgers getting up there. He's played a lot. Yeah, I mean, no,
he hasn't been injured. I know he's saying he's getting smashed around every weekend. I know he's saying.
No, but he did have the turf toe, and the turf toe hurt him a little bit. But then he didn't run in the game against San Francisco either after he said his toe was 100%. He could have run a couple times, and we're used to, when Rodgers or guys like Roethlisberger, when they were the most effective, they always had like 1 or 2 12, 13-yard runs at key times when guys were covered. And we didn't see that from Rodgers in the game against San Francisco, and that could have led to their demise. They let San Fran hang around. They got the blocked field goal, then they get the blocked punt, and then once they tied it up, you felt like the Niners, they were good enough. Zach, real quick, you think Jimmy G goes to Tampa or somewhere else, or does he stay one more year in San Fran? Because they want Trey Lance in there because they spent a lot of draft picks for him, but I don't know if he's ready. JD, what do you think?
I think he's going to stay. I think he'll stay one more year. But
I guess. Yeah, I'll go with the Goose on that one.
Right, go. When in doubt, go with the Goose, man.
Yeah, go with the Goose. Go with the Goose.
But now there's one more guy out there, Ken. Russell Wilson. Now,
I think Russell stays in Seattle one more year.
I think he might go to Tampa.
That's a good call.
Tampa needs a quarterback now, right? So, what about Gronk?
I think he's going to retire.
Yeah, I think Gronk and Brady are kind of a package deal, kind of like Rodgers and Adams.
But what happens if Gronk goes to the Giants and Phil Simms comes out of retirement?
Yeah.
So they do the whole tight end type thing.
Seeing him out there.
And maybe Bavaro. So you have Bavaro and Gronk, and Simms comes back, and why not? Lawrence Taylor.
Be a lot of people happy that Simms is out of the booth. Put him back on the field.
Let him get demolished. Oh, my God.
Get demolished.
Suit up, he goes to
Oh, man. Oh, the comedy, bro. So good.
Zach, as we wrap this up, I'm going to just, from both you guys, early prediction, I know it's a long shot, but we'll be able to have Brian go back and grab this footage when we do the deal next year for Super Bowl 57. Zach, give me a Super Bowl 57 prediction. I know there's a lot of unknowns right now, but give me a prediction as far as
I think you're going to have the usual suspects that we're just talking about right now.
Yeah.
I think it's either going to be Kansas City. I think Cincinnati's going to be in the playoffs again. I think pretty much all these teams we just saw in the playoffs between Green Bay, Tennessee, this complete group of teams that was in the playoffs this year, I think is what we're going to see all of them back next year in the playoffs. But I mean, as far as the Super Bowl goes, let's see. You know what? I mean, are the Rams going to keep that whole team together, or is there a bunch of people leaving?
Well,
the Rams should be back in the thick of things, right? Or they have people leaving?
No, most of their key positions are going to be back. I think Buffalo is going to be there. I think I say that every year, but I think Josh Allen's really matured. I think he's the best quarterback in the AFC, and the way they lost to Kansas City was tough. I know Burrow and Mahomes are good, but I think Josh Allen and Buffalo somehow will get there next year from the AFC. NFC's a toss-up. And Dallas, the way that they lost to San Francisco, as good as they were, Prescott and the guys, I think Dallas is going to tweak that team a little bit. I'm going to go with Buffalo and Dallas next year, a little rematch from that Super Bowl from 30 years ago or whatever. And I'm going to pick the Bills to beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. JD?
Man, that's a tough one because, like you said, the NFC is so up in the air. Who's going to go to Tampa, I don't know. I think the Bills are going to – I agree with you on the Bills. I think they're going to make it.
I mean, I think the usual suspects of what we just saw this year are going to be back. But if I got to put $20 down on this right now, my prediction is AFC Jets, NFC Lions, Jets Super Bowl with a Jets victory. Joe Namath as quarterback as well.
There goes that per diem.
He's actually going to be there just as offensive coordinator and just as, just because in the fur coat, just like he was in the commercial.
Did you see him in the he looked
Yes, I saw him in the commercial and he was awesome.
I love him.
But that's my prediction. Jets, Lions, Super Bowl, Jets victory. Dave Moscato will be very happy about
JD.
this.
I predict Joe Namath will kiss Susie Colbert.
There you go. I just want a kid.
He's the best.
Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Well,
all right, fellas.
Hey, Dave, thanks for letting me be part of it. I know there's other big sports things coming around, and anytime that I can stop in, man, it's always fun with you guys.
It's a Black Label Thumb Wrestling coming up. That tournament is brutal. You guys,
but I'm in that tournament. Yeah, I'm in that tournament. I won't be able to. Broadcast.
Don't sprain the thumb. Don't sprain the thumb. Wear some cooking up. Some oven mitts with them things. Just protect the hands.
Hey,
JD wears hockey gloves. The goalie gloves.
Yeah.
With Goose wears to protect the digits.
Great stuff, man. Hey, hats off to Brian for editing this stuff and making Zakk look as good as he could. I mean, it's tough, man. Somebody's got to do it. But by the way, not as good as the videos that you guys put out every day. Just some classics, man. Zakk, I love them, man. You got that wax personality. Yeah, that's great stuff. But we'll come back. I know Barb wants to see if we can't do some stuff in the basketball and the baseball and football and all that good stuff.
Yeah, let's do it all.
So let's do it, man. And you guys continue. Number 13, episode 13 for Wylde Goose in the books.
Lawn darts.
Yes, lawn darts. We're big on that one.
There you go. For John DeServio, JD, for the greatest guitar player of all times, Mr.
Did you hear that, Goose? Did you hear that?
That's right. Z-A-double-K, baby. I'm Ken Thomson, Sports X Radio. You've been watching Wylde Goose. Doesn't get much better than this, folks, which means your day sucks. Talk to you soon.
See you fellas later.